Hello and welcome back to the Fastest Podcast. I'm your host Jazz, joined today by Dan and Pigeon. We're going to be doing a little bit of a news roundup today. We've had some big stories coming out since the season ended on Sunday. Starting off with Lando Norris taking a new racing number for next season. We're going to be talking a little bit about our Rookie of the Year and the big bombshell of Helmut Marko departing from Red Bull. How are we feeling, guys? A couple of days without any racing. Withdrawal hit yet?
It has hit badly. Yeah. I
What
mean,
are we going to do?
It's
I
only
mean,
90 odd days. Only.
still 3 months though, so.
We're going to get that early season testing, though, so that's something to tide us over, I guess, until then. Plus,
Yeah.
we've got the FIA Gala this weekend. There's still lots of stuff to come. It's not over till it's over.
I mean, as always, that will be hard to watch. That's just a bunch of rich pricks trying to be interesting while every F1 driver is bored out of their minds. I do really want to say Overtake of the Year, which had some interesting nominations.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like seeing, different categories. Same as like the Autosport Awards. It's just quite fun to see who gets nominated for these things. But
What I would say on that is it would have been nice to see some of the overtakes on the actual live feed. As all the overtakes from Abu Dhabi are now coming out. For example, Hamilton on Sainz. That was a brilliant move early on in the race. Doing it in Sector 3 as well, of all places. We didn't see any of it. We didn't see the last ever DRS overtake.
I mean, to be fair, it was Lando Norris coming over the line.
Yeah, but still.
Still, would have been lovely to see a replay of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there was been. It's not just Abu Dhabi. It's been quite a few of the races where you haven't actually seen the on-track action. So that's something that the TV directors might want to get better for next year.
How will they manage next year if we actually have some racing? I mean, they can barely get it right when we only have DRS overtakes.
I think we've moved in the right direction as the season has kind of wrapped up. We've seen less people that we don't need to see. I think the TV direction on Sunday during the race was appropriately done. I think the only people we really saw were Lando's mum and maybe some other members of his family, which I don't hate. I think they're a huge part of that world championship. I'm not that mad about it, but yeah, closing stages of the race is kind of difficult. Do you show the world champion winning his first world championship, or do you show an overtake? Like it's a difficult one.
A replay would have been nice. That's all
A
I'm
replay.
saying.
A
Yeah.
replay.
I mean, I would say that they focused a little bit too much on Leclerc v Norris because they really didn't get close, especially in the second phase of the race.
Yeah, I think that was more because of the pit stops, but I could have done without it the whole time. So it would have been nice to kind of spread that out a little bit because I think they wanted to keep the excitement of, oh, can Lando do it alive? He was fine.
He hadn't been in P4 the entire race, so
yeah. On to next year. We can only hope it will be better.
Something that was pretty ironic, though, was Kimi Antonelli was the final person to press the DRS button, and he didn't even complete an overtake.
Sums up DRS.
End of an era. I still think they should have got Jensen in the car to just press it one last time.
Or just promote.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, okay, that one.
Now that would have been a really, really strong way to bookend that era of DRS. But anyway, moving away from TV direction, because we could sit here and complain about that for a long time. Lando is taking the number 1 next season, which means Max will be choosing a new number. We believe he will be taking number 3. That's not confirmed yet. There's also rumours about some other. So we'll have to wait and see kind of what he chooses to do. I think it will be the number 3 because that was his number before coming into Formula One, and then obviously Ricardo had number 3, so Max took 33. So I think that's probably the most likely. I
Yeah,
don't think they're gonna let him have 69, no matter how much
I mean,
he
it's
wants it.
it's an available number. You can choose it no matter what reason. The fact he could even choose 6-7, which would absolutely burn my eyes out, but he could.
If he chose 6-7, would you stop supporting him? The fact that
I
you've had to
might.
think about
I
it,
might.
the fact
I actually might, but he won't. But
I
I
still
mean,
don't get the meme anyway. I'm too old for this now.
same
But
here. The thing is, I think Lando choosing 1 is fitting. He is world champion. He doesn't know how many he is gonna win, how many years in a row. We're going into a new era. He might not. He might not even be fighting for wins next year. We don't know. So him choosing number 1 while he can, yeah, I agree with him. He really should. For Max, I mean, he had to choose a new number anyway because he isn't world champion anymore. So we will see what he chooses. He will have to, of course, take Ricardo's permission if he wants to use it, because Ricardo, of course, left the sport last year, and you need 2 years. But I think Ricardo will probably give that to him if he wants it. So yeah.
yeah, I mean, I did say on the poll the other day, I don't love it when they change their numbers. I'm a bit of a I like that Lewis always kept the 44. Do you know what I mean? And honestly, I wasn't sure that Lando would take it because 4, as we were saying the other day, is like such a big part of his brand. It kind of goes beyond just being his race number. But I mean, I totally get why you would. Like you say, you don't know what next year's going to bring. You don't know what's going to happen. I feel really bad at the amount of criticism that he's got for taking it though. Like, let the guy won the world championship. Let him choose his number.
The guy breathes the wrong way, he's going to get criticised. So
It's so
Yeah.
bad nowadays. I mean, I thought we had the worst of it when it was Max v Lewis, but it seems to evolve every year. The fans start getting crazy. I really think, and this is just me talking right here. I think FIA should also monitor like the social medias and just ban someone if they get way out of line. I saw Oscar fans putting death threats on Norris. If you know who those people are, just ban them from events as well. I think these things really need to have consequences as much as possible.
The thing that was really crazy to me is that it wasn't just Norris that they were going after. It was like his mum and his family and stuff. And it's like nothing is that serious. Nothing warrants that. Like it was a lot of stuff going on, and we don't want to see that in the sport at all. We don't condone that. We don't want to see it. It has no place. And we saw with Antonelli how ridiculous things go, to the point he actually apologized to Max after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix because it was those 2 points that Norris won by, and that was just really upsetting that he felt the need to do it. It's racing.
I actually heard the radio afterwards, and he asked by how much, and he was just completely silent after he heard 2 points. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
that's racing.
Do you think he would have even thought about it if he hadn't had the abuse the week before?
No.
Not as much. That's the sort of thing you wake up in 5 years in the middle of the night and go, but I don't think he would have been. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would have been as heightened maybe if it hadn't been for all of that.
Yeah.
But social media has been intense the last few days. I think people should just be happy for the season that we had. Respectful that we have a new winner. Respectful of Max and Oscar as well for the fight that they put up. Yeah, it's just it's a weird space on the internet.
Rivalry is a good thing, and banter is fine as well.
But keep the respect in it, man.
Yeah, respect.
We see the drivers do that so well with each other. We see the way that they have friendships, relationships, and they get along and they make jokes, and the way that Lando kind of spoke about Oscar as well after the race, I thought was really important, really necessary, respectful between them. I think we can say whatever we want about McLaren, but I think they have kept it ultimately very respectful between them.
Yeah.
You've seen it with Max and Lando as well. We've had blips with them, but nothing everlasting.
It's just the media nowadays. I mean, You come
Yeah.
together on track, and the media's like, "Are you no longer friends? Are you no longer going to invite one another on your yachts?" I'm like, they were racing. If they say, "Oh, we're fine," then just take them at the word. It's
God
not that
forbid we
deep.
lose a yacht day.
Yeah, I mean,
What would we do?
yeah, it's just terrible. But yeah,
No.
I think that the respectfulness that we see between the drivers is really nice to see. Of course, it shouldn't really be for us. It's just for them as well. It's the way that they want to go with each other. So yeah.
I think as well, like the thing is, it's great to see that we have so many new fans coming to sport. Unfortunately, the more fans you have, the more negativity, the more noise that there can be. So I think it should be a priority that be nice. There's no need. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. Um,
It's sport.
it's sport. It's sport. It's there to entertain us and make us get on the floor sometimes. It's not there for.
I mean, do you think I cried every time Hulkenberg missed out on the podium when he should have got it?
Yes.
No, it's
I mean,
sport.
he has a lot
You
of
go-
P4s in his career, man.
He does, or when he should have won in 2012. But look, you go, oh well, and you move on.
Yeah.
Speaking of moving on, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit now about the situation at Red Bull. We'll close up with our Rookie of the Year, but first let's talk about Red Bull because we're in dicey territory a little bit with a lot of things. Max's side of the garage could be thinning out a little bit next season. Obviously there are rumours that he might not have GP with him next year. We don't know about that yet. We will keep you posted. But yeah, there are some rumours around that. But one thing we do know is that Helmut Marko will be leaving Red Bull at the end of this year. Now, what was the reaction to that? We've kind of been monitoring this news since the weekend. We've been keeping an eye on it. We've been hearing lots of different things coming out about it. Certain things regarding driver contracts, bad energy in the Red Bull garage in general. What do you guys make of it? Because ultimately, whether you like the guy or you don't particularly like the guy, he's a bit of a villain in the sport, and he's played that role very well. Whether you like him or don't, he has an eye for choosing talent. He's served that team well over the years. Went a bit sideways the last few seasons, but yeah, what did you make of the confirmation that he wouldn't be continuing?
I think it's end of an era at Red Bull. Horner's gone, Marko's gone, and they knew he's gone, of course, as well. Wheatley, they'd been there since 2005 when the team started. Horner, Marko.
They built that team.
Yeah, you're right. They built that team, and I think it's clear, or maybe Red Bull want to go in a little bit of a different direction now. They brought on in Mekis, who again, I think he even said in his message to Marko that Marko was kind of instrumental in bringing him into the Red Bull team. And I think they're sort of trying to ditch this whole rebel brand that they've created with Horner, Marko, and Verstappen, because maybe it's not what the fans want anymore. But going back to Marko, he like you said, he's not everyone's favourite person, but he has found the talents of Vettel, of Verstappen. Again, Vettel, I think. Vettel was their first champion, and he had been instrumental bringing him in. Verstappen and Marko are so close, so see a shift. It could see a shift in the way Red Bull operate.
If you look at 2024, when the whole Horner thing went down, at that point everyone was like, yeah, we could see the end of Red Bull, and then they had not a very good season, but still Max was champion. And then 2025 came around, and they were really, really out of order in the first couple of races. I mean, still a couple of poles, a couple of wins, but nothing too serious. And then the Max rumors came. Well, is he going to leave the team? Is there turbulence at Red Bull? And then halfway through the season, Horner was fired. Then we got a lot of chatter about, well, what now? Then they brought in Mekis, and now Marko's gone as well, which, as Dan said, end of an era. But could we see even more things happening, because that team is slowly falling apart? But at the same time, it's being built back up again, because the resurgence we've seen in the final half of the season, that was unreal. The way that they rebuilt that car and the way that they changed their way of operations, that is just amazing, intense, nothing like it. And I think we have seen two Red Bulls this season, kind of the old Red Bull and the way that they want to go onwards.
Yes. The operations at Red Bull definitely did take a turn, but I mean, he was more of a figure to do with personnel, with drivers, with that side of the business. And it seems that that is ultimately what led to his downfall as well. We're hearing that, he took the decision that he wanted to bring Alex Dunn into Red Bull, bought him out with McLaren. Uh, Lindblad was coming in, which ultimately would have seen us lose Lawson and Tsunoda. And I think that's ruffled some feathers in the Red Bull camp, because it sounds to us that is just not at all the direction that any other management wanted to take. And now as a result of that, we're seeing the back of Yuki Tsunoda. He's leaving the sport. He hasn't got a seat because of the Tetris, I think, that Helmut tried to play there with their driver lineup. Now, I think with this kind of new Red Bull that we are seeing, moving away from that kind of toxicity that we've seen over the last few seasons, love them or hate them, you have to admit they're always involved in the scandal, whatever the scandal might be. They're always at the center of it in some capacity. And I think now under Mekis, especially with that instability that we had in the middle of the season, is Max going to leave? What's going to happen? I think now that instability this end of the season is really not something that they would have wanted. But also, the guy is like 82 years old. Let him retire.
I think the final push was, as we talked about in Qatar, where he
Yes.
made comments in front of the media without having a proper look at what actually happened, blaming Kimi, and actually maybe even being the instigating of that hate.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, GP said it on the radio without really looking, but then GP apologized, and said, that's my bad. But Helmut did go in front of the media. He made some very misguided comments. And I mean, we saw Toto Wolff's reaction to what Marko said about Antonelli. And that was a very, very angry team principal. His comment, as he should have been, because the comments were completely out of line, completely baseless, and we saw what that led to. So, we've seen so much controversy coming out because of Helmut Marko, but you can't take away the fact that he has brought in world champions. It'll be interesting to see as well how Lindblad does. That will kind of be his last big thing that he brings into the Red Bull family. So it'll be interesting to see how that pays off. I mean, he's got enough of a legacy there with Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel. Vettel could be replacing him. We've been hearing that for a long time, that if Helmut does go, Seb will come in and take that position. We've also heard from Seb himself that maybe he's not done with Formula One, doesn't want to get back in the car, but might want to come back in some capacity.
Imagine that, the first world champion of Red Bull taking the reins as advisor. I mean, that would mean everything.
I don't think there's anyone that you would want more than Sebastian Vettel as your advisor, to be honest. I think that would just be... that's the dream right there, I think. If anyone is going to take that role on, it should be him. I'd love to see him back in a more permanent capacity. But yeah, I mean, it's a weird one because it is an end of an era. I can't say I'm particularly heartbroken about his departure.
I mean, he had to go at this point.
He's
He's been involved in so many scandals, caused so many issues. The whole Red Bull situation this year also was just horrible. Chucking in Lawson for 2 races, then yanking him out again. And I think he was also maybe even the final, nail in the coffin of Tsunoda. Because I firmly believe that Mekis would have wanted him in that car with the experience that he had within the team as well.
I mean, with the driver shuffle that we've seen with Hadjar, I do believe that Hadjar probably would have still made the step up, but I think Tsunoda would have at least stayed in a driving role next season. So it's hard to say 100% how that could have gone differently, but bringing Lindblad and Dunn into the conversation before it was ready to be had probably just forced a lot of hands, and hasn't really helped the situation. But I mean, we could sit here for a very long time and go through
talking about
the controversies.
Coming in.
I was going to ask you what your favourite Helmut Marko controversy was. Slippery slope.
I don't even
Slippery
know.
slope. Slippery slope. Let's
Probably things he said. Not my favourite, but one of them that stands out.
He's actually gonna have a go. Okay.
Yeah, let's have a go. So some of the stuff he was saying about Sergio Perez was pretty disgusting as well. I just want to.
Oh yeah.
And to be quite honest, he might have a good one eye for drivers, but yeah, the stuff that comes out of that guy's mouth, I think the sport might be better off.
Yeah.
I mean, as a woman, or as it just feels. Bye. I mean, I can't. But yeah, it's not been pleasant. It's not been enjoyable to have him. I mean, we say a lot of things about Horner as well. Horner situation aside, but like actually in paddock as a presence, some of the stuff he was coming out with was crazy, and Helmut Marko still always managed to take the cake a little bit. So yeah, I think we could be seeing a new kind of era of Red Bull. I will admit they've been a lot more supportable this season for me as a fan.
I mean, they were also the underdog, of course.
No, that's not why.
Okay.
That's not why.
The underdog.
Never mind.
I don't.
104 points away. I mean,
I refuse to see Max Verstappen as the underdog. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
He was not the underdog.
he was being perceived as, not by everyone, but
in the story, sure. But yeah, it's a shame that it's kind of had to implode the way it has at Red Bull, but ultimately I do think that they will be a better off team for it, especially if they've got a good car next season. So
I think the thing that they have to be thankful for is that Max didn't go with them.
There's still time. There's still time. But yeah, bye Helmet. Anyway, on to the next thing. Rookie of the year for you guys. Let's talk about it. We talk pretty much in every podcast episode. They come up. There's a lot of them.
Watch them all.
What? There's been a lot to discuss this season, but now we do have the FIA prize giving gala on Friday.
Thursday, I believe. It's always Thursday.
Well, I was lied to, but that's fine. At some point this week, there will be an FAA prize giving ceremony. So we will find out who Rookie of the Year is, because there's about 20 of them. So like, there's a lot. That's a big portion of the grid. But anyway, there is a lot to consider there. So just if you could tell me who your rookie of the year is, give me a few lines on why.
Isaac Hadjar. I mean, yeah, scored a podium in his rookie season. Went up against the top 4 teams in a lot of the tracks. I think he was the 5th driver with most Q3 appearances, like 15 Q3 appearances. That's ridiculous. And I think I said it before as well. Racing Bulls don't have the best strategy, best race pace, but the qualifying, it is there. He's doing well. He has been consistent throughout the season. He's one of the few drivers who hasn't made big mistakes. I haven't seen him involved in any big crashes, no big incidents. I don't think he has many points on his license either. So, yeah, Isaac Hadjar scored a bunch of points, a podium in Zandvoort. What else would you ask of him? And that's also why he was promoted to Red Bull.
To go with someone different, to not copy, he's one of my two. I think my other one would be Ollie. I think he's had a very good second half of the season. I'd say the first half of the season, yeah, he's shown great character to be able to pull it back. And then, we knew he had speed because he had a couple of cameo appearances the season before. But he showed that he can mix it up in F1. This time round, at the beginning I was questioning him a little bit. Silverstone comes to mind, Australia as well. Just bad weekends. But he's bounced back, and absolute credit to him. And he was going on a good point scoring run until Qatar. And he's always been there or thereabouts. Huh?
Longest point scoring streak.
Yeah, absolutely. And he went up against a good solid driver in Ocon.
Beat his teammate, the only rookie to do so as well.
I think Hadjar did.
I mean, yeah, but we could have another conversation about a loss of a rookie or
not. Not for me.
He's like a teenage rookie.
It's his 3rd season.
Yeah, but he's not. This is his first full season, and he didn't even do it with one team.
We could have a full conversation about this.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I also just want to emphasize that this batch of rookie that we've had is the best we've had in the past 7 years.
Yeah.
I don't think there have been any rookies this season that are worse than what we've had in 2022, 2023, 2021. These rookies really, I could see all of them. If they get in the right car on the right day with the right conditions, they could all win a race. They could all beat any driver on an average day.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe not Colapinto.
You have to ruin it.
Anthony, I've got to give him a shout out. He's not my rookie of the year, but I've got to give him the shout out because this second half of the season has been fantastic. Like, we did not see this coming around the middle of the season. That European stint was so forgettable for him, and I'm sure he learned a lot from it, which hopefully will really make him stronger next season. I think he's really one to watch, but I've got to give it to Isaac Hadjar. What a guy, That's been an incredible season, and I really wish him the best for next year. I'm worried about him a little bit, but like I've said recently, if he gets it right next year and Max decides he's had enough or he wants to go and be George Russell's teammate, that's his team then, so it's not the worst maybe move in the world. I can see it really paying off for him in the long run. I can see him being something really, really special. Little bit of a way to go maybe on the actual racecraft, but he's shown just raw speed all season, for the car that he's got, for the package he's got. Lawson has got more experience. We don't really know how to measure that experience, but he's just got more of it. And he's done really well going up against him and coming out ahead. So I can't really fault him on that. Antonelli, you could say, yeah, he's a rookie, but he's also driving a Mercedes top 4 car. He's got the podiums.
Still, sprint pole, 3 podiums. That Brazil
Yeah,
weekend was pure magic.
It was. It absolutely was. I think they're probably, depending on what mood I'm in, it could change which one of them takes the cake for me. And then I have to go Behrman, Bortoleto. Like, Bortoleto, they've all done so well. It's been so good. Like, it's hard to really measure them against each other because they're so spread across so many different teams. And when I say different, I mean different. The vast differences in race pace and performance and all of these things. It's so difficult to measure them kind of fairly. But standout Hadjo, I mean, podium in a V carb. Sonoda didn't do that.
Once again,
Lawson
qualifying
didn't do
P4
that
as well.
Yeah, like that qualifying streak he was on with Q3, like no, we're set there for a very, very big talent, I think. So yeah, I hope he takes it.
Shout out to the Forgotten Man, treated harshly, Jack Doohan.
I mean, we will get more into him in the next video. So
we'll be discussing
that mess of a team.
Yeah, rookie of the year in our hearts.
Rookie of the first half of the season.
rookie of the first 2 races in our hearts. Legend. What a guy. But yeah, we will be dissecting all of that in a lot more detail. That is something that we will be doing in the off season for sure. You can still expect lots of content from us. We're gonna be here. You can't get rid of us that easily. So yeah, we're going to be doing some analysis on the teams, drivers, teammates, head-to-heads, all sorts of things. We'll be back with some more very embarrassing game nights, I'm sure.
I'm hosting the next one, so you can bet that.
What tracks will we be drawing?
I'd like to hand in my resignation. But yeah, there will be lots to look out for in this off-season. Any big news as well, any updates, we'll keep you posted on our social media and on our website. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you call Twitter, TikTok. We are there. Also, Twitch now. You can catch our streams on Twitch. So yeah, we'll keep you fed through the off-season. We will be here to provide the content. So do keep an eye out for any updates across all the aforementioned channels. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you are missing F1 as much as we are, and we will see you in the next video.